as we are working lower body first, so we can warm up the back, starting with some balance exercises. So from the heels for a stretch to calf raises. Pause at the top for a squeeze, and you should have soft knees, so small bend in the knees. And just make sure your ankle's tracking in the middle of your foot, it's not going out to the side at all. If it is, or if one of them is, just correct it yourself, just have a look down. You should start to feel a warmth in the back of the calf. How high up can you get your toes? Very strong muscle, often gets tight and can cause plantar fasciitis with all the hill walking and things, or steps. Chest proud, shoulders down away from ears. I'm going to pause at the top, if you can, for 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, 1, release. We'll do that once more. Pause at the top, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. I'm quite unbalanced as well there, that's surprising. Lateral leg lifts from the side, soft knee on the stabilizing leg. The more you bend in this leg, the more you're going to tone and strengthen the thigh. So pause at the top for a squeeze, and you feel it here at the side of the glute as well. Deep breaths, looking for 10 to 12, having control coming down. Making sure gravity's not bullying you. 3, 2, 1, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Good. Over to the other side. 10 to 12. Let's see how we get on here. Deep breaths. Can you get up as high on this side? Is it burning more? 3, 2, don't forget to hold. 1 more, and hold. 5, 4, let it burn. 3, 2, 1, release. Well done. Shake off your legs. Next, tree pose, so soft leg. So heel comes to just above the ankle. Squeeze your bum cheeks together and push that knee out to the side so you've got planes of glass in front of you. From here, you can come with your arms out by your side, or you can come over your head if you're nice and still. If you want to progress it, you can go just underneath the knee from a place of stillness. Deep breaths. 1 more breath, and feel free to bring your foot just just above your knee. Think about your stabilizing leg pushing against your foot. Deep breaths. 2 more. Good. Let's swap over to the other side. Let's see how we get on. Starting with a small adapted version, then just underneath the knee. And you can challenge the balance further if you wish. And then you can progress further. Squeezing your bum cheeks together, pushing that knee out to the side. I'm gonna fall, no. What's your balance like on this side? Rib cage in, belly button into spine will help stability. Squeezing the bum cheeks will also help with stability of the pelvis. It's that's having you fall. 1 more deep breath. Good. So when we're stumbling and failing like that, that's good. That means like change is taking effect, and it's not a big deal. We just readjust and get back into it. And then the brain adapts and improves. Hips back to good mornings, squeezing the bum cheeks, hips back, nice flat back, chest proud, engage that core. So we're warming up the lower back and the glutes, and you'll feel a stretch in the hamstrings as well. So you're not so much bending at the knee, but bending at the hips. Weight should be in the heels of your feet. Engaging the core. Good. Really pushing them elbows behind you, squeezing the P between your shoulder blades. Another 5, 4, 2 more. Good. Left leg, one stride forward. The wider the stride for the lunge, the more hip flexors stretch, and the more you're going to work the posterior and tone that. The closer you stride, the more you're going to tone and strengthen the front. So it's totally up to you. You can mix it up. I'm quite tight in my hip flexors and glutes, so I'm going to work that. So shoulders down and back. The knees should just be off the floor ideally, but if you think that's too challenging, just have a little pulse all the way down for a big hip flexor stretch. Sitting in the middle of the lunge, not too far forward, so your knee shouldn't come past your toe, otherwise that's just adding more stress to that joint. Take your time, looking for 8 to 10, or even if you can just do 4 to 6, that's your starting point. Deep breaths. Another 3. 2 more, then you've got the option to hold with hands in prayer. 1 more. Again, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Where you're feeling that? 2, 1, and release. Good, well done. That's a burner. No one likes one leg bigger than the other, so let's stretch out the other side. So think about the length and the width that you had last time. So if this is your weaker side, just split up the reps. As long as you get the same reps in the end, you're working on that imbalance. Let's begin, 8 to 10. So really coming up with that bum cheek that's leading. The more you squeeze it, the more you tone it. And a strong bum is a strong lower back. 6. If it's burning, it's working. Think of where it's burning. 1 more, then the option to hold in hands in prayer. 10. Deep breaths, try and ignore that discomfort. It shouldn't be painful, it just burns like mad. 5, 4, shaky, shaky. 3, 2, 1, release. I'm gonna feel that tomorrow. Shake off them legs, well done. Squats next to even everything out. Hips come back, nice neutral spine, and standing up. But we're going to keep the arms as high up as you can for your posture. Again, weight in the heel. Nice deep squat, but as soon as you feel your lower back curves, don't go that low. So even if it's a partial squat, you'll get the technique improving the more you practice. How far back can you get your arms? Another 5, and you've got the option to hold with hands in prayer. 2 more, gets that heart rate right up. 1 more, hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. Bernie, Bernie, well done. Let's give it up now. Let's just go on to right, cat cow. Small movement to mobilize the spine. See how it feels now. And come into child's pose, knees together, stretch them arms out, and you can circle the wrists as well, get them mobilized. Deep breaths as we recover. Well done. It's normal for your legs still to be burning in this position. You're restricting blood flow a little bit. Water break, feel free to grab a drink. I'm going to move on to some back next. Starting with bird dog. So as a reminder, if you feel it on your wrists, just come a little bit further forward so you're not clamping down on the nerves. Left arm to right leg out. Core's engaged. Make sure you're not anterior tilting the pelvis too much. You're in neutral with the pelvis. So that's adding more stress to the lower back. Deep breaths, another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pulse as up as high as you can with the arm and leg for 10 pulses. 3, 2, 1. Good. So the arm that you've just used is going to get threaded. If you thread the needle all the way around, pulse at the top for 2, and then thread again. Total of 10 reps. Working the posterior shoulder. Opens up the heart, chest. Just take your time. Exhale as you thread that needle. Another 2, 1. Good, and then we're going to stay and thread the needle for a stretch. Now we're nice and warm. Just try and relax. Other arm extends overhead. And the arm that's on the floor, that's threaded, you can push it into the ground to rotate you a little bit further round if you'd like to increase flexibility. The other arm you can tuck in your back pocket if that feels okay, or between the thigh. Pushing your arm into the ground. Deep breaths. Good. Over to the other side, starting off with a small range of movement to immobilise. Following your gaze with your hand. Don't forget your pulses. Another 5. One more. Good. And hold that, thread the needle. Deep breaths. Pushing your arm into the ground. For purchase to turn you around a bit more. Deep breaths. If that feels alright, tuck that arm in your back pocket or between the thigh. Good. Now the arm you just worked and threaded, so I'm going to go into bird dog, hold. And if you're ready, neutralise the pelvis, you're not dumping in it. Distribute your weight evenly over the left and the right. Cores engaged. Leg hip height. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse up for 10. As high up as you can. 5, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Knees together into child's pose, stretch it out. Water break if you want one as we move on to our stomachs. Okay. I'm going to start with simple dorsal raises just to get you started off. So you're pushing your legs to add more load and your upper body off the floor. Elbows to the back of the room. think about your shoulder blades moving. So yeah, you're working the muscles next to the spine. You should start to feel a warmth. Squeezing the bum cheeks, and you'll use the hamstrings and the bum cheeks as well. Notice where you feel this fatigue, this warmth setting in, because these are your weak parts. You can break at any minute. You split these reps up. Or last 5, then you've got the option to hold. One more. And hold. As we hold, you've got the option to hit your feet together 10 times. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Hips come up first to child's pose. Good. Excellent. Round 2. This time you can stay with your arms close to your body, like the dorsal raises if you think that's challenging enough, or you can extend the levers. Hardest is overhead. Progression is out to the side, squeezing the elbows together. Looking for over 10. How high up can you go? So the back is meant to bend like this. We don't do much of it though. We're just getting our spine nice and healthy. Another 5, 4, and you've got the option to hold. 3, or you can just rest. 2, one more. Hold 10 taps. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, release. Well done. Hips up first, child's pose to counter pose. Stretch that out. Good. Helps reduce stiffness. Switching between postures. Good. Last round's a bit different, so feel free to do the dorsal raises again, or anything, or I'm going to go into the hero. So you're holding, time under tension, so we're holding the position. So we're going to grab hold of each foot, first of all, and then you're going to push your foot against your hand to bring your knees off the floor. 2 big deep breaths. One more. You really feel the tension, the warmth in the back there. Well done. And back into child's pose. Have a little side to side movement, if that feels good. And then we're going to come onto our bellies the last time. Now we're nice and warm, like that. We're going to take advantage of it and work on some flexibility in the spine. So moving into cobra or seal, but starting position just to settle in, relax your hips. Then if that feels okay, bring your elbows a little bit closer to your shoulders, not directly under first. Let's just see how we feel. Do you feel any warmth? Deep breaths, shoulders down away from ears, try and relax. Pushing your belly out on the inhale. Then you can bring your elbows directly under your shoulders in Sphinx. 2 deep breaths. Feel that stretch on the base of your back. It's a good one for opening up the hip flexors and lower core as well. Progress further by going into seal, so straightening the arms. Muscles will switch on to protect, that's absolutely fine. Shoulders down. Squeezing the bum cheeks to protect that lower back. Allow that back bend. And lastly, into a cobra. If you feel confident, elbows bent and into the rib cage. Shoulder blades back. One more deep breath. This is an intense one. Good, let's come back down, settle back in to that lowest position for a few seconds. One deep breath. Notice how your back feels. Child's pose to counteract. Hips up first, drive them back. Knees together, child's pose. Well done. Really feel that. Yeah, carefully, slowly do it. Good. Next, we're going to come on to kneeled position before we move back down onto the mat for a bit of another back bend, similar to the ones we've done. So bum on heels, you're just bringing your arms out to the side. Rib cage switched on, belly button into spine, so your core switched on. Squeezing the bum cheeks, you can stay here. You can relax your neck a little bit, but not all the way down, because it can give you a neck injury. So just keeping some tension in, you're strengthening the neck muscles at the front. Squeeze your bum cheeks, and if you feel comfortable, lift them hips, and you'll feel a stretch in your hip flexors. How does that feel? How high up can you get your hips? Pushing your feet into the mat. Feel the warmth in the lower back, above the hips. Two more deep breaths. You might feel the stretch in the chest as well, so wherever you're tight. One more deep breath. Well done. And release. Moving over to child's pose again. Okay, coming back into reverse hero, shoulders down, abs switched on. I'm going to do that once more. Squeezing the bum cheeks to protect that lower back. Hips up. Can you get higher up this time? Now your body's used to it. Pushing your feet into the ground. Feel the warmth in your lower back. Don't be afraid to arch your back if everything feels normal and fine. One more deep breath. You're telling your body to relax and that it's safe. Well done. Into child's pose. Good. I'm going to do some hip openings next and glute work. So we're going to make our way to the semi-supine position. Starting with glute bridges to get us warmed up. So weight goes into the heel, squeezing the bum cheeks, hips rise at the level and release. Have a look down, make sure they're the same height. If they're not, correct that yourself. Good. Looking for 20. Is anything shaking? That's a good sign. Just relaxing your arms next to the mat. You can hold on to the mat as well if that's more comfortable. Should start to feel a warmth in the glute. Might feel like a cramping. Deep breaths. Another 3, then you're going to hold the position. And hold into calf raises for 10 with them hips up as high as you can. Good. feeling the warmth in the lower back. Higher you get your hips, the better for that warmth and blood flow to the lower back. Squeezing the bum cheeks. 3, 2, 1, and release, Apanasana, bringing the knees in for a hug and roll side to side, keeping the tailbone on the mat. You feel that little massage. Now we're warmed up in that plane. I'm going to bring the hips up. You can stay here, or you can bring one leg up at a time, bringing the knee in close to the chest as you can. Have a look down, make sure your hips stay the same height on both sides. Take your time as you stamp. Total of 12, 6 each side. And weight in the heel. You can really feel that glute overtake when you swap over. 3, 2, keep them hips up. One more. If it's challenging, it's good. One more. Good. And release. Apanasana. I'm going to challenge the balance next. as we're coming up into the glute bridge. Leg comes out to the side, so knee again, knee comes in and leg comes out to the side for a total of 6 reps. This is quite challenging, you'll feel it in that glute that's keeping you up. If you can't manage 6, even just 2, that's just starting. We've not done this one before. You can feel your back as well, what's having to work to keep you upright and stable. 1 more. Well done. Let's see how we get on at this side. Hopefully nobody's cramping, because this would be a nightmare if you're cramping. In and out. Use that core to stabilize. You're trying to keep everything as still as possible and limit disassociation. You're just moving that one leg. Maximum of 6 reps, nice and controlled. 1 more. Well done. Apanasana. Because that was so good and you were great at it. Let's do it once more. Hips up last time. In and out for 6. Feel the challenge in your core that's needed. Deep breaths. Breathe. 2. 1 more. Oh, good. Let's swap over. One more. Apanasana, well done. Woohoo! I'm going to come into some stretching. I want to work on flexibility. Now we're nice and warm in some really tight areas like the pelvis, the hamstrings, the quads, etc. Let's take advantage of it and get into some deep stretch work. So feet together, knees out. Neutral, normal neutral spine, just relax like normal, like you'd normally lie. For the inner groin stretch, do you feel this on one side more than the other? It's good to know any tightnesses. Just try and relax. You can put your fists underneath the upper thigh if it's too intense for you like this, or you can get a block on either side. One of my favourite ones next, knees over to one side, you're looking the other side for spinal twist. Shoulders, both shoulders should be on the mat. And try and relax around your trunk area. Muscles can tense up, especially if you've been out and about all day and maybe it's stressful and you can be in a bit of a stress mode. So we're just waiting for them muscles to relax and soften. Every inhale, push your belly out. And then the next exhale, allow yourself to sink further into the mat. You can extend that top leg and hold on to the top of it if you want to progress it and add more weight to the lower back. And just feel the muscles lengthen and stretch. Shoulders still on the mat and relaxed. Relaxing the stomach. For a lot of people, it can take at least 1.5 to 2 minutes to fully relax in this one. Deep breaths helps. Four more breaths. You might feel this around your ribs as well. Relax your neck and your head. One more. Good. Bending both knees, taking your time, moving over to the other side. You can be quite stiff. Good. I'm going to settle into this side now. So ideally, your hips should be stacked on top of each other, your knees as well, and your ankles somehow. Where are you tensed around here? It's your job to figure out where your tension sits. Use your inhale, push the belly out. And a slow exhale should sink you further into that stretch. Extend that leg if you want to on that side. Treat every side differently. Can you touch the floor with that foot? Four more deep breaths. Allow yourself to feel that stretch. That mild discomfort. Good. Rolling onto the side your knees are facing. I'm going to come up into the box position. You can feel your spine stretched. I'm going to come into the downward dog next. Just paddle them heels out for that stretch, for the calf raises that we did at the start. A good bend in the knees, less on the back. Hips up to the sky. Allow yourself to feel the hamstring stretch in the upper, just under the glute area. I'm going to go into a low lunge next, making our way over to the dragon. So left leg comes up and back, and then by your left hand. No, just going to, if you can't do that, we're just going to settle into a low lunge like this. Otherwise, if you want to go into a dragon, it can be really intense at first. Yeah, definitely. Deep breaths. You want to push your hips towards the floor, allowing yourself to feel that stretch in the back leg. Good. Well done. I thought you just couldn't do it. Everybody's doing it. Oh no, I can't. No. Just takes a lot of practice. So massive hip opener, this one. So flexing the foot that's brought forward, going to go onto the ridge, pushes the knee out to open up the hip. You want to hold on to that knee. You want to move towards it and away from it. Towards it. And notice where you feel that stretch more when you do that. The back leg, the back hip. Deep breaths. Inhale as you move away. Exhale as you move towards that knee. Well done. Another 5. 2 more deep breaths. Good. Back to where you were, or if your body's got a little bit more used to that, you can try coming onto your elbows or even just one hand on the floor. It's just a nice back stretch. Straightening that back leg a little bit more. This is quite intense, so we're just going to hold it for 2 breaths. You're nice and warm though. Well done. This front leg is going to come into pigeon, heel toe into pigeon in front. Chest shine into the front. If you can sit back in pigeon with your arms back, it opens the chest. And push your thighs into the floor. You can tell I've been doing yoga, can't you? I've been looking for ideas to punish your... I'm joking. I was looking into P&F stretching, how to get flexible fast. Good. And yeah, so if we push our body into the mat and then move into pigeon, notice how that feels. Because if you just move straight into pigeon with a relaxed posture, it can take 2 minutes to relax. Whereas if you sit up and add weight, pushing into the ground, P&F stretching, pushing off, then come back down into it, increases flexibility short term up to 60%, and then if you're doing it regular, it can last. Good. Coming out into a down dog. We'll paddle them feet off again. Notice how that hip feels now. Agony. Let's see how we get on at the other side. You might be able to do it in one fell sweep. Right leg up and back, over by your hand. I couldn't do that right at the start, honestly. So the straighter you get that back leg, the deeper you're going to be able to go. So just settling in. Try and relax. Then we're going to tense the ankle, come onto the ridge, pushing the knee out. We'll hold on to that knee to move forwards and backwards for 10. Bit of movement in the stretch does you the world of good. So inhale as you move away, exhale towards the knee. Body's getting used to that back stretch. Another 3, 2. You can come in and out of this as much as whenever you need to. It's not a problem. 1 more. Good. Settle back in. Hopefully it feels a little bit more bearable. So let's increase it. Elbow onto the mat if you can. Straightening that leg a little bit more. It is intense, so 2 deep breaths. Then we'll come out. Good. Heel toe into pigeon on this side. So before you settle in and come down, we'll add some tension. Shoulders back. Deep breaths. And then release into pigeon. Trying to sit in the middle of your mat. Again, you've got the option to do that again, so you can compare. Sitting up in pigeon, adding weight, pushing your thigh down, and then relax back into it. Good. You should feel this in your glutes. So your bum cheeks, your hamstrings, the back of the legs. You might feel it in your hip flexors. Trying to sit in the middle. Good. Back into down dog, just to shake everything off. Heel toe. Notice how that side feels now. So a lot of that was piriformis as well, that was getting stretched and challenged. Good. Coming into any seated position for some relaxation breath work to help you settle before bedtime, to help you sleep. Switch on that PNS, kick you out of any stress, rumination. Good. So untucking the pelvis, sitting tall. That you've got a golden cord attached to your crown of your head. It's pulling you up to the sky. Rib cage in, belly button to spine. Just getting used to this new sitting position. I'm going to inhale for a count of 4. Pause for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. Before inhaling for a count of 4, and hold the breath. So that's your box. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Completely filling them lungs. The slower you exhale, the more calming and relaxing it'll be. When you inhale, push your belly out and feel your rib cage and your chest rise. Using the full diaphragm to get the oxygen in. Every time your mind wanders, just bring it back to your breath and how that feels, and back to your count. Breath is the anchor of the mind. Keeps you present, calming. Two more cycles. One last big breath in, and if we exhale for a count of 6 to finish. Excellent. Good job, guys. Namaste. Hope you sleep well tonight. I didn't know I could break these things, but somehow it's been somehow it's broken. Demi had it in her mouth the other day.